let's go right to the ticket hotness. So Front Office Sports, which covers the business of sports, said they got some data from SeatGeek. The average resale price for a sold-out Game 1 at Globe Life in Dallas, one day out, was $1,273. That is a 9% increase from the night before the Astros hosted the Phillies in Game 1 of the 2022 World Series. Monday's Game 3, which goes to Arizona, has an average resale price of $1,080. Get-in price $735. So the demand is very solid. There might be complaints from some fans that don't see, I don't know, some of the juggernaut franchises over the past 10 years, or the market is not big enough, or whatever we talked about. I don't even want to waste a lot of time on that front, but in those regions, in those markets, it's hot. And it's also important in most sports, in my mind, to have a difference. Like, we talk about dynasties, but Todd, do you want to see the same team in the World Series like every freaking year? I think there were a lot of people complaining, like, please, no Astros in the playoffs. I think a lot of people were like, I do not want the Astros in the World Series. And whether, there's some haters, but even just for people that said, I'm sick of seeing them, I want to see a different product on the field for the World Series. You got that. You got the Rangers and D-backs.
Yeah, and then in this world nowadays, somebody's going to say something, and they're like, oh, well, actually, blah, blah, blah. I mean, listen, if you're good enough, it doesn't matter what team it is, to be honest with you. I'd like to see different teams, of course. I'd like to see the best teams, though. Whether it is the Astros, whether it is another team every year, the Dodgers, this is great for baseball, I think, though, first and foremost. It goes to show you the versatility of some other players, how good they are. It goes to show you that, teams counted, or players and fans counted teams out like, damn, 4 months ago, I was like, who the heck are these Diamondbacks anyway? They don't even deserve to be in the playoffs, and now they're in. It's like, yeah, see what happens, so that's what goes to show you. Baseball is a crazy sport. It's hard to do, and it doesn't matter if you're the best team. You can get beat at any time, any day is possible. So for this, I think this is only better for the sport. There's going to be some names that are going to be out there that people are going to be watching for years to come. And I mean years, not 10, 15 years, the next 4 or 5 years. You're going to see these guys be like, all right, well, we got Aaron Judges of the world, but we also have Adolis Garcia as well, Christian Walker, Alec Thomas, to name a few guys off the top of my head. But yes, this is really good for baseball, and I'm excited to see these two teams play.
It's pricey. Kratz, you paying for tickets?
No, but I did give my kids – we went to World Series games last year in Philly, and I got them at the face value, $250 because I worked for the team. So I'm thinking, okay, $250, that's a fair price. But I told my kids, I say, because I could have sold my tickets last year for $1,250. I told my kids, I said, you can have the $1,000 and we won't go to the game.
Yeah.
You can have the $1,000 and put it in your college funds. And they go, we'd rather go to the game. So
they made the right choice.
They made the right choice. It's a life, something they may never get back to another game. And
exactly.
if we wanted the same teams coming back to the World Series every year, we just call it NFL. We just call it's not Major League Baseball. Like, there's so much parity in the game. Some of it's because teams don't want to spend to continue to win, but the NFL constantly has the same teams and constantly has the 1 seed versus the 2 seed in the Super Bowl, or the 1 seed from the AFC versus the 1 seed from the NFC. This is great. This should, and I don't know that anything can change owners' minds about how they're going to make money, but this should encourage owners to be like, we do have a shot. We do have a shot because of how we built this team and because our coaching staff has a real pulse on our players. We have a shot at proving that we're a good team and we have a great opportunity to win the World Series. And that's what I see this as. I don't see it as, it's a Fox-driven thing where Fox is like, oh, this is terrible ratings. Who cares? This will overall, while the ratings may be lower this year, to me, this is going to grow the game, which can only mean more money in the pockets of owners, which is what they care about.
Yeah, you got to look big picture.
It's going to be a great series, too, with pitching matchups and hitting matchups. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be awesome. I mean, Nathan Eovaldi versus Corbin Carroll to start off the game. I'm fired up.
Who's got the edge, though? So, I mean, we'll go over locks and picks later, and I know at least one of you, maybe two, has a bold prediction, but
Yeah.
I was on the BetQL show this morning, and I was trying to just size up the key parts of the ball club. So help me out. Let's talk this out together. Bullpen, just because it's so important. Who's got the better bullpen?
Right now, I would say Diamondbacks. They looked
Same.
insane.
Hotter bullpen. It's got some depth, too. So I'll go
Yes.
D-backs. We good on that?
Yep.
Good.
Kratz?
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
Starting staff for me feels a bit like a push. I feel like you could make a case either way. If Merrill Kelly was pitching like he did against Philly last time around, I'm like, Gallen, Kelly fought, Eovaldi, Montgomery, Scherzer's obviously the question mark. I could even make a case for Arizona. I don't know. I think it's pretty close. What about you guys? Push, or you want to go a certain way?
I'm going to go slight edge to Texas just because you're going to see those two guys 4 times. And I would be more worried about those two guys going 4 than Merrill Kelly and Gallen, to be honest. Not by much, by slight.
Okay. I thought the bullpen was more of a push, but I didn't know we were gonna fence sit.
Okay.
I'm not fence sitting here on this one at all. I think the Rangers have the advantage here. I think they have more. I think Merrill Kelly has shown that he can dominate, but he needs a lead. Gallen, I think, can pitch well in any situation. I think he can pitch with a lead and without a lead. I think Merrill Kelly's stuff plays so much better when he can attack the zone with the pitches that he has. As soon as they got him a lead, he was lights out. So if he can pitch the same, that's where I think the Diamondbacks then would shrink the gap of the advantage. But neither team really has a ton of depth. But in a depth category, to me, I think the Diamondbacks have it. But I think that 1-2 punch, like Todd said, I really think it goes to the Rangers. But Brandon Pfaadt's shown everything that he could sway that in the Diamondbacks' favor.
Lineup, can we agree, Rangers? Rangers have a better lineup. Their offense is better.
I think so, yeah.
I think it all comes down.
You guys hesitated on that one? That one was easy for me.
I was thinking of their bottom of the lineup. I'm sorry. I was trying to remember the Diamondbacks' bottom of the lineup. And I'm thinking of Josh Young. I mean, oof.
I think it's not as wide of a gap as you would think, and it's all going to come down to plate discipline. Watching the film of the 4 games that these two teams played, the Rangers' plate discipline was below average. They chased out of the zone way more than I ever saw. They were going through a funk when they played them, and really, their big guys, besides Simeon, didn't get a ton of hits against the Diamondbacks starting staff. But an advantage that the Rangers are going to have, they faced Gallen twice.
Mm-hmm.
They faced their ace twice, and he went 4 punch-outs and 10 punch-outs in the 2 games that they faced him this year. As recently as, I think, August 22nd, they played.
Whew.
So I think it's something that plate discipline is going to come back to. It's going to be a huge, huge part of this series because the Rangers don't chase a lot. The Diamondbacks, historically this season, don't strike out a lot, but they will chase. So they make contact outside of the zone. And that is, to me, that's where it's going to really separate. But without that, I think the Rangers lineup is way more devastating, way more. And it's not just top heavy. It was top heavy before, and now it's not.